Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm a bit stiff, but quite fine otherwise. Ah, yes, the Undercroft. My family members are buried here, you know. Which leads me to something I may have failed to mention before. My ancestors will see my revival as a desecration of their...
You didn't think about mentioning that before now.
Well,
that was definitely not something that you left out on purpose.
Will cause my ancestors to rise from their graves and defend their resting place.
He was correct to do so.
I can hear them coming as we speak. You must protect me. Escort me to the Grey Mare where I can buy passage out of Coral. Ah, here they come. Oh, my Aunt Margaret.
See, this is fun. I like this.
Well, hang on. We have an ancestor, too. Oh.
This is the kind of goofy shit that, like, I really enjoy in Oblivion.
Yes.
That and the ragdolls. Oh.
Part of me worries that, like, the more high resolution and high fidelity the Elder Scrolls games get, and, like, the more they can kind of invest in all this, like, little trickery, like, the more they feel like they're squandering it by putting in stuff like this. Like, I worry that they're kind of... AAA is boxing out just kind of fun, goofy, lighthearted stuff when it ends up creating these worlds that are very high definition, high fidelity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the issue, is that everything becomes way more expensive to do, so they only do the most basic shit anymore.
Afternoon. Ah, the Grey Mare. From here, I will be able to arrange for transportation.
That's why, you know, gotta play indie games.
Well, assassin.
That said, I don't remember Fallout 4 having, like, not having stuff like this in it. Like, it definitely had some wacky Bethesda-y quests.
Oh, Fallout's a little different. You know, I think... When I think about Skyrim, like... The thing about Skyrim is that, like, all of the goofy stuff is, like, the stuff that people remember when you ask them, like, what goofy stuff is in Skyrim. Like, there's, like, 2 or 3 things. Like, 2 or 3 quests and, like, a handful of world jokes.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Yes.
Well,
I think about that
Fallout
time there was
go.
a spike trap, and then Lydia got hit by the spike trap, and then she died in the first dungeon, and I just had a great little laugh about it. That's my memory of Skyrim.
Yeah, that's right. We did kill Lydia really early on, didn't we?
I always do on accident. It's always fun.
Farewell.
Well, we gotta wait 24 hours to get the Fingers of the Mountain Part 2 going, so let's pop back to Cheydinhal and talk to Vincente.
I find it interesting that you do nothing but fast travel.
I mean, could just go walking, but, like...
Spoiler
do you want to spend 15 minutes walking across the continent?
Well, no,
it's not a short distance.
I guess I'm learning. I guess I'm learning why you guys all have really strong memories of all these quests and the quest givers and the guilds, and I don't, because I treat it a little bit more like an immersive sim where I walk between all the places. So most of my questing is like, oh, in 4 days I'll get to whatever the fuck the marker is. I don't really remember, but in the meantime I have to, walk from here to there, and oh, there's an elf, abandoned fort that has all the stuff in it, and then I'm going to stop by this random town and then sell all my stuff, get a random quest that takes place entirely in the city, do that, and then be on my way back to my original quest, and like do sort of a, emergent adventuring thing. And I guess you guys just all fast travel from point to point to point and just like move the story forward, which I guess does make the story much more memorable, because I don't remember shit.
I mean, I did make a point of where is this guy? Oh, there he is.
So Magieri has escaped.
I did make a point of doing that where I would always walk to any city I've never been to, even though I could fast travel to them. And I like to play games where I don't fast travel all that much, but then you're 20 hours into Oblivion, and you've got yet another quest that's on the other side of the map, and you're like, fucking okay, I'm just going to fast travel, so...
Brotherhood stands for.
Well, and then there's Oblivion gates that open up, and so you have to shut them
God,
down.
we got the well key.
Use it to gain hidden, quick access to this sanctuary.
It also does have the effect of often sidetracking you when you do stuff like that, because then you run into something else and you're like, oh, I should explore this thing. And then you run into something else.
Well, exactly. So I probably finished a quarter of this game's actual quest lines, but I started probably all of them.
You are an ambitious one, aren't you? I'm afraid I have no more contact.
Guys, we did so well, we just got
Our time working
fired.
together has come to an end.
Well, now aren't you
Instead,
an ambitious
you
one?
must report to Ochiva here in the
So is this the end of the Dark Brotherhood quest, or do we just have to
No,
progress
no.
the rest of the game?
We got a different quest giver now.
As we speak. Before you go, however, I intend to make good on an offer I made some time ago.
Oh, do we want to become a vampire?
I may pass my gift
No,
on to
fuck that
others
shit.
as I see fit.
It makes socializing hard, and we've already had to use charm a lot.
That gift to you.
Yeah.
Shall I use my dark powers and turn you into a vampire? Yes, I can understand your trepidation, for it is not every day one is invited to join the ranks of the undead.
Also, this is a world where vampirism is a curable disease, so it's a little weird that he's talking about it this way.
Simply return
Yeah.
and speak to me about the dark gift, and we can proceed.
Would you like to join me, Josh, in the cult of people with mumps? I may bite you.
It fills my heart with warmth.
It's also like, I guess vampires live a lot longer or are immortal, but this is also like a setting where elves live for like hundreds of years. Like Queen Berenziah was around when Tiber Septim was around, and she's still alive in this game. It's like 800 years.
You will receive all assignments directly from me. In fact, your next contract is available now. In the Imperial City, there lives a high elf who must be removed from existence. Finding this person may prove challenging. Are you interested?
We gotta kill the one high elf in the Imperial City. I'm sure there's just one.
I knew you wouldn't be able to resist. Your target is a high elf named Phalion. He lives somewhere in the Imperial City.
I have no idea
and
who this
fancies
is.
Long walks. Unfortunately, that's all we know. We don't know which district he calls home, which
How do you not know
establishments he
this?
frequents, or anything about his schedule.
Was the contract written on a
This
napkin?
contract will require a bit of detective work. I suggest you speak to your fellow brothers and sisters and see if they can offer any advice.
Was our client just like, I want you to kill this guy so bad that I'm not going to tell you anything about what they do or where they
An
live?
Imperial Legion captain named...
I can't think about all that. I hate him too
Do
much.
you know who that is?
I have no idea who this guy is. No, I never heard of him.
Has dedicated his life to eradicating the Dark Brotherhood, and he becomes rather...
4,000 years in the future, and the Dark Brotherhood is still going, and they get a voicemail that amounts to like, I would like you to kill... And they take it dead seriously, and they're like, hey Josh, get in here. I want you to listen to this voicemail, figure out who this is, and then kill them.
If possible, do away with Phalion someplace out of the way. Definitely indoors with no other people around. A secure location with no witnesses. This will make it look like a simple murder. Philida will be none the wiser, and you'll receive a nice bonus. Now go, and may Sithis go with you.
See, her name is Ochiva. Her name doesn't have anything... It's not descriptive of what she is, or what she does, or who she...
Yeah,
you know.
that's true. Excuse me, sir.
Fills my heart with warmth.
We can finally enter and leave through the fucking well. You know, was it really wise to put the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary well within direct line of sight of the entry to the chapel?
The priests aren't narcs. They're fine.
They probably hired the Dark Brotherhood.
Ask Shane Hall.
See, that
for
would
ya.
be interesting.
Alright, let's pop back to Coral and ask what's her
I would
face.
enjoy a Dark Brotherhood quest line where it becomes very clear that literally everyone in the Dark Brother, like in the Elder Scrolls universe, uses the Dark Brotherhood services at some point. Just like any organization bigger than a book club will eventually hire the Dark Brotherhood for something.
Hello.
That's the murder rate is sky high.
They went off into the forest
So,
to fight those monsters.
At the risk of getting into more boring world-building conversation,
You haven't
All right,
seen
I'll
the
shut up.
signs, have you?
No, just kidding.
Fight those monsters and
I wish
I
to
was
hear this question.
kidding. Yes, please. I was just joking.
Well, it is a dumbass question. I am being a pedantic asshole, so I want this to be on the record that this is me being a bit of a
Okay,
dick.
you
But,
made
like,
this comment under protest.
but
so sad.
so there's a giant chapel in Shaden Hall, right?
Yeah.
Is that chapel? I guess my question is, how exactly does religion work in the sense that there's a chapel and it's ostensibly for the Nine broadly, but people worship the individual gods of the Nine, correct?
Yeah, the 9 each have their own portfolio.
But
Right,
they're
but
all
can
under
you-
the same banner, right?
Right.
It's
that's
just
where
like
I'm
being
confused.
Catholic. I was raised Catholic, so I can say this. But basically, like, if you're Catholic, basically you have your patron saint. So I think they kind of work like patron saints. That was always my understanding.
But I took the time to write down.
I'm not saying that
Technically, yeah.
saints are gods, but like that's how we treat it. So basically, like my patron saint is different from like my dad's patron saint. So my dad wears a different saint medallion, and then I have like Saint Francis, right? So like it's not quite the same because they're actual gods, so it's bigger, but I think it's supposed to sort of represent it that way.
We're all talking about
Well,
Especially
so
since the
I guess
churches look like Catholic churches.
I guess my point is more, there's not a competing religion other than Daedric religions, which worship literal Daedric gods as the god of choice rather than the Nine. So there's the
Yeah,
Nine,
and the
which
Daedra.
is...
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone is agreed on the basic facts of what gods are and like what powerful beings exist. Where people disagree is like on what implications that have on what you should do.
Yeah, and I also think like I don't know. To me when I first played this game, I thought it sounded like Catholicism to me, but I feel like there's other religions that probably kind of have the same feel to it. So it's like I don't know. I don't think there's another religion like coming in and doing stuff except for in Skyrim. Isn't there like the whole point of it is that there's a competing religion?
There is Valhalla, but I don't know, does that contradict the... Now I have to look this up.
Yeah, I
don't
think there's a
huge
dude.
thing
I thought there
with
was a
the afterlife. I don't know.
There's a dude that like you're not allowed to worship in Skyrim because the Imperials say you're not allowed to worship this
Oh,
guy.
Tiber Septim.
Really?
Yeah, the elf fascists banned the worship of Talos.
Didn't he
Talos,
become
yeah.
a god?
Yeah. He's a human who became a god, which is why the elf fascists are not huge fans of him.
What do you
Ah!
Is the book safe? Do you have it? What? This is unacceptable.
Wait, but I do have
No
the book.
time did I ever suggest that you should actually follow through and give her the book. It cannot be left in her.
So I have to tell him that I gave her the book and then stole it back. I can't just give her the book and say, yeah, it's
If
fine.
you have any intention of ever receiving a recommendation from me.
Okay.
Yes? Have you... Finally, I shall see to it that the book is kept safe until the council decides what should be done with it. I shall also overlook your transgression and send
This guy is
you
very understanding.
to the Arcane University.
All right, cool.
So,
Well, I just have to get out of here.
Stop!
Fucking...
You violated the law. Pay the court a fine. Your sentence.
Hey,
Your
nerd.
stolen goods are now forfeit.
Well, what I didn't want was for them to confiscate the Fingers of the Mountain book.
Hope you...
All right. Oh, huh. It did give us the indication that that was... I want the speed stuff. Cannot change weapons. I'm not attacking. Fuck off. Is it? No, that's not it. Alright, which one of these is the notes that tells us what to do here? Probably not the bloodstained note. Did that count as being stolen? What the fuck? Is this it? No. Well, let's load a quick save here and see if they stole it from us or something.
So, sorry, I'm doing research because I'm a nerd. They're up to 10 gods now, and I can't figure out when the 10th god ascended.
Hello, mind. I've committed most.
Was it like up your butt?
No, it's Marcella Varian. I don't know who that is.
Here we go, okay. We definitely did not have that after the save. I don't know why.
On her deathbed, Marcella died in 5E68 at the age of 95. What the hell is 5E68? Fifth Era 68?
Ever actually sit down and try to go through the Elder Scrolls lore too
Wait a
much
minute,
because there's a lot of
Fifth
questions like
Era?
that you run into where it's just kind of like, all right, whatever.
What game is this from?
That's what I'm having trouble finding out, because there is... This is not... The wiki I'm looking at does not divide this up by games, and it is infuriating.
What wiki are you looking at?
Spartan Mazdapedia wiki?
Sorry, what?
Is that an actual an Elder Scrolls wiki? I've never heard of that.
It has a lot of Elder Scrolls stuff. Let me see if... so help me God, if this is someone's fan wiki of their own, like,
I
headcanon.
think you may
DeviantArt.
have... Yeah.
Chris just stumbled
there's
into
no
like somebody's
Fifth Era.
AO3 AU.
Okay, no, the official Elder Scrolls wiki still only lists 9. I think that might be someone's headcanon wiki. I don't know why that is the first Google result. That is bizarre.
This is exactly what's going to happen when I make my Dragon Age staves video. Everyone's just going to think it's canon. It's not canon.
Well, I mean, you're using the
Keep an eye out for that
item
video, everybody.
descriptions and books.
Yeah, I am
and stuff,
using
right?
canon, but I am also like, I'm basically connecting dots, but I don't know if
Right.
they're actually dots, basically. Like, for example, there's one staff that looks like it might be Andrastian, but it probably was actually originated with the elves. So, like, but that might just be what actually the truth is, or it could be a dev just got lazy or decided that they liked that, like, staff, basically. So, anyway. Watch my YouTube channel. It'll be February at the latest.
Have you gotten through Dragon Age 2 yet?
Yeah. So I'm on Dragon Age Inquisition writing that script up. And the worst part is going to be getting the footage for it, but I think it'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. Is Tika's up here?
No, the funniest thing about this entire week of spoiler warning is that I've been complaining that you guys have been talking about lore and whatnot. I am literally writing one of the most extensive Dragon Age lore videos that I've ever seen on the internet, so
Nice.
That's exciting.
I'm worse than all of you.
Okay, I don't like the way that they sleep with that hair. Now that we've seen it,
Oh my
I don't
god.
like...
Go ahead.
Looks like we're wrapping
Alright,
up for the
cool.
week, just about.
Yeah, more or less. We can't get the spell until we get what's called a Welkin Stone, from some of these elven ruins that are around here, so we'll have to go into one of those. In the meantime, we also have this other assassination mission in the Imperial City, so... Did we ever find any Aelid ruins? Yeah, there's one, and there's one. So if we go into either of those, we'll probably find one. Is that guy hanging out in his house now? We also really need to find some fucking mysticism spells.
Why?
Because we need to get mysticism up high enough so we can do some of that stuff for the Bruma recommendation, which we don't technically have to do, but...
We could just stab that guy.
Are those stolen? No, they're not. Okay. No, we tried stabbing him, and that just made the entire guild kill us. Anyway, yeah, that'll be next week, probably.
Probably.
Well, we do have the anniversary stuff coming up, so we got to be thinking about that.
Oh, God. Yeah. How many years? How many years has it been?
13.
Oh. That's a teenager. Spoiler warning, could go to high school. See you next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Adios.